Nintendo invited me to play Starfox for the Switch 2 early, and it's amazing.
Atmospheric entry complete. Extend the wings.
In this video, I'm going to answer every question you have about this game. I'm going to go over my impressions on the gameplay, the story, the cutscenes, the music, those amazing new character designs, and I'm going to tell you the real reason you should be very excited about this game. So let's get into it.
Coming online. I read you loud and clear, Peppy.
Me and my wife Aliya traveled to Nintendo headquarters, and they treated us like a king and a queen. I mean, look at this. They literally brought us to the Lilat system.
Corneria needs our help, Starfox. It feels smooth, yeah?
You know, when your dad was in charge, he would...
Ancient history, Peppy. This is my Starfox. And we're doing things my way.
They had an entire setup of artifacts from the Nintendo 64 era Star Fox on display just for this event. It was so nostalgic growing up with Star Fox 64, and that's my first note, is this game is so much fun. The controls are improved in a couple of really interesting ways. The movement is a lot more fluid, that's the word I would use, like it's just easier to control Fox's R-Wing, and also there's some really cool quality of life changes to the gameplay that are gonna make it just so much easier. For example, there's shortcuts if you wanna do the somersault or turn around with the R-Wing. I saw this as a huge improvement, and they've added new modes to this game, one of which is co-op in the campaign. So my wife Aliya was actually able to be my gunner in my R-Wing that I was flying.
I've recruited the best of the best. I just saw her do a maneuver I've never seen in Star Fox history. This is gonna be my gunner.
Now you've done it, Slippy. Bogey on your tail.
Really makes an awesome teamwork situation. Like in boss battles, it became me like, okay, I'm gonna evade the big boss attacks while she's targeting the weaknesses and stuff. And it was just so much fun, like a really, really good time. But that's not even mentioning the awesome new stuff that they've added to the multiplayer in this game. Not only can you do online play and different co-op sections, but there's all these really, really cool games where you're able to capture different enemy cargo from pirates. Whichever team captures the most cargo as you battle it out wins. And you get to actually choose whether you want to be part of Team Starwolf or Team Starfox, and it's just so much fun. If you're unfamiliar with Star Fox, it follows the character Fox McCloud and his team of mercenary pilots called Starfox.
We're here with Starfox himself.
To help take down Andross, whose forces are threatening the entire Lilat system.
But as it happens, my team's available to deploy immediately. For a price.
So you will be traveling through each level, each planet of the Lilat system, making your way to Venom, where Andross's fortress lies. But the cool thing is, you get to choose the path that you take in these many planets. The choices you make will decide the route that you take.
I've got eyes on a high-value target. Follow me.
You'd better be right about this, Falco.
I say we trust Falco's instincts.
You'll find yourself going on different routes in each playthrough of the game. Not only is just make insane replay value, and you're gonna want to go and discover all the different routes, but it makes entirely new cutscenes in the story. I can tell you because we actually did this. We get to go back to the Corneria and go through both routes, and I can confirm that there are completely different cutscenes at the end of each route, depending on the choice you made. So just like the original, amazing, nostalgic Star Fox 64, you have all these amazing branching paths, but you're able to expand on that now and have different cutscenes and everything. Oh, the replay value is just insane. The gameplay includes flying through these iconic levels full of a huge variety of enemies, epic boss battles, and free flying dogfight encounters where you will be facing off against Starwolf, the nemesis of the Star Fox team. The game also features a rich cinematic story, now told with incredible performances in the voice acting and motion capture for these characters and these awesome new designs. And speaking of those epic moments, the graphics in this game are incredible. The visuals, it might be one of the best things Nintendo's ever put out in general, and of course for the Switch 2, it is just so gorgeous. I talked about it in my last video, but the amazing character design that feels like something out of Dark Crystal, like Jim Henson, this beautiful, nostalgic, handcrafted feel, is brought to life with extreme attention to detail and fidelity. And in the cutscenes, come to life beyond a couple little sneak peeks we got in the Nintendo Direct with the fully voiced scenes, incredible motion capture, performances. Yes, this was absolutely the right move to go with the designs. I would not change anything about it. And the sort of smugness that comes through with Fox because of the face and the way he's able to move and act now with this new design is just beautiful. And it has, like I said, that haptic tangibility, that feeling that you can really understand the sort of texture of everything in this world, whether it's the kind of, mechanics and the engineering of the R-Wing or the facial expressions of these characters. Just a deeper level of performance and acting that's available for the story. And let me tell you, it serves the story beautifully. Like I said in my last video, singing the praises of these designs. Check it out if you haven't seen it. I talk about how these designs look so good, and they fit what this story in this game calls for, right? This isn't a tea party. People aren't hanging around. This is a fairly dark story, to be honest, right? I think it's closer to like a Metroid or Samus vibe. This is a war for the Lilat system, right? This is battles, man. We're out, battling out and dogfighting other enemies. It's not something where you want this really cheery and cute cartoony style. No, man, I want it to look like that kind of really lived in, grimy, gritty style. All the engineering, the mechanics that you can see, and of course the character and the clothes that they're wearing and everything. It has that tangibility. And let me tell you, in the cutscenes, it shines through. Incredibly crafted cinematics in this game. I'm talking about shot selection. I'm talking about beautiful use of depth of field, coloration, and just glorious composition throughout. Oh, this more grounded style fits so well for what the game story calls for. And I cannot wait to see more. We got to play, like I said, we spent a ton of time with it. We actually got to play multiple missions and then redo missions and do the separate routes and try them out. And yes, it's just as fun as it was on the N64. And it has actually the same routes. Because if you didn't see the Nintendo Direct, this is a remake of Star Fox 64, but this is far more than some sort of basic remaster or a remake of bare bones. They have really brought a lot of sort of depth and a lot of power to this remake. For example, there's more character dialogue in the levels when Falco is saying like, hey, follow me and everything. Like, it's a lot more clear that, okay, there are multiple routes that we can get, even in Corneria to start off. As you start out, it's just like you remember, right? Out of that opening cutscene, you come out over the water, and then you come to the next section in the city, and it's like dusty, and the dust from the battle is rising up and causing this diffused lighting from the sun, and it looks like a war ground. Like, it is so intense, and that's when it hit me again. These designs work so well, man. This is a gritty story, and to see that realism, the sort of dust kicked up as the skyscrapers are being pushed over by enemies of Andross's army, and you just see that kind of realistic particles and dust blotting out the sun from the battlefield. It's like, oh yeah, you definitely want that sort of realism for the characters as well to come through. You don't want it to be like, hey guys, we're having a good time out here, kind of joking the whole time. I like the serious tone of it. Another thing I have to mention is the sound design for this game is so crisp and so visceral. Every shot of the R-Wing, every explosion in these battles, in these dogfights, you feel it, man. It's just such a beautiful upgrade.
Sensors. Oh, you got him? Thanks, Fox.
And wow, that really stood out to me. Like the booming orchestra, like every timpani hit, the brass section just powerfully singing that Corneria theme with the explosions and the blasters and the voice acting. It's just, oh my goodness, the sound design for this game is fantastic. It really blew me out of the water. And like I mentioned, for these cutscenes, you have beautiful coloration on these cutscenes, amazing shot selection. There's a real drama to the choices that they make in these intimate scenes on the Great Fox.
You've got yourself a deal. It's a pleasure doing business with you, General. Prep the R-Wings. We've got a job to do, Starfox. We're gonna take the system back from Andross, one planet at a time.
It's just the way that they're presenting them and showing more of their personalities is really intriguing. This is someone who's already like a fan of all these characters, so yeah, you guys are gonna love it. And it felt like a new game, even though I know the entire layout of this level, Corneria, because I played it so much as a kid. It still felt new, it still felt amazing. And again, just look at the visuals. absolutely stunning. Need I say more? This game comes out on June 25th, so you won't have to wait much longer. But wow, what an absolute pleasure it was to play it. Another thing is what the graphic fidelity has brought to this remake. It's just builds such richness into the visual language of the Lilat system. The next level we got to do was Meteor. And on this, of course, asteroid field, you've played the original Starfox, it was crazy. It's this beautiful kind of green nebula view, and it looks photoreal with the amazing Switch 2 power. This is pretty much how we imagined it as kids for that co-op gameplay that I mentioned. The cool thing is the pilot, you can actually use 2 Joy-Cons. The gunner, you can use mouse controls to move the cursor across the screen and to fire. It is so awesome. And you're actually clicking to fire. It feels like you're piloting an R-Wing. I have to mention, because it's so funny, the character avatar system. You can actually use in the multiplayer character avatars of Fox, Peppy, Wolf, whoever you choose. Absolutely hilarious, which is available with Game Chat on Switch 2 and Game Share. So you can have these awesome avatars like to kind of showcase yourself. It's such a cool system, and I think it's really inclusive for maybe someone who couldn't afford a Switch 2. Yeah, come over and play Starfox with me. Really, really awesome. So I really got to give high marks to Nintendo for that specifically. I have to talk about the music. I'd be remiss not to talk about it. It is absolutely glorious. If you're like me, you're a big Nintendo music fan, you've been looping the Starfox preview soundtrack on the Nintendo Music app for the past couple weeks. Let me tell you, in the full game that we got to play, there's so much good music. Like it's just extensive, and yes, the full soundtrack is fully orchestrated in the most glorious, faithful way. Let's be completely faithful to the soundtrack, song for song, tempo for tempo, instrument for instrument. Like, it is a loving recreation of this soundtrack, and I cannot wait to hear the whole thing. So I had to shout out the music as such a big music fan. We cannot wait to play more of this game. I think you guys are gonna love it. I know in my other Starfox videos that I've posted over the past couple weeks, there's been a lot of very nostalgic kind of, you know, classic fans of Starfox. I can confirm you are going to be so happy with this. And of course, the kind of secret reason why I think you should be extra excited about this game that I kind of realized when I was playing it is, if this game does well, which I think it's going to lead to new Starfox games in this style. And that just excited me so much. It's funny because I can't really call it a reboot because it's so faithful. So that's the closest thing I can say is like I would say it's a reboot, but it is one of the most faithful remakes that I've ever seen, while also expanding so much and so sort of lovingly but ambitiously crafting the original game and adding so much quality of life, so much new art, so much new storytelling and characterization and cinematics and music. The music is glorious. Again, I cannot stress it enough. It is operatic. It is powerful. It really fuels the feeling of those epic battles and dogfights. Just like the original did in my imagination, and now to hear it with the full orchestra just every step of the way is a dream come true. So like I said in my previous video, it rises to the occasion for what this story calls for, and it does it beautifully. We could not stop laughing and having the time of our lives playing. It's so much fun. The characters are so cool and so alive. The Lilat system has never looked better. The R-Wings, the characters, it's just so faithfully captured, but also upgraded in such a fun way. Something about this game that was cool is it was really comforting because it is Star Fox 64. Like, it still feels like coming home to one of my favorite nostalgic childhood games, but it's expanded so lovingly, so ambitiously, and so groundedly in this Lilat system, which is just so richly brought to life with modern aesthetic. And it maintains that level of evolution that the Star Fox franchise deserves, while paying homage to the original game that we all grew up with and want to play again. And it's a very fine balance. I think you'll find, like, they could have easily kind of lost this somewhere along the way, but I am so happy to report that it is precisely delivered in that balance, and it's so much fun. It's such a rich experience. So yes, if you were worried at all about them kind of losing the original flavor, the original essence of Star Fox 64, fear not. That is not the case. In fact, it feels just like an expansion of, like, it's leaned into that feeling in a really meaningful way. So yes, huge thank you once again to Nintendo for having us. Always a pleasure to work with Nintendo. They treat us so well. And make sure to subscribe if you want to see my coverage of this game when it comes out, because it's going to be so much fun. Also, make sure to check out my voice acting on my Instagram and my other YouTube channels. Of course, my Philip and Leah page with my lovely wife. And that's going to be it for me. I'll catch you guys next time. Shout out again to Nintendo for hosting us. Thank you.